for more than 3 decades here at HSN. We're talking about Andrew Lessman supplements. They are not only all customer picks. We're talking about nearly all 5 stars on so many of them, but he does it all from his solar-powered lab in Nevada. And why do you love them? Because they're pure, there are no additives to his supplements, and because he's been doing it for so long, he's been doing the research, he's looking at what's in the marketplace and looking at how he can do it better. Also, because he addresses so many issues that you might be dealing with without tummy issues that we have come to know from years of taking other supplements potentially out there on the market. So let's kick it off with our first Today Special. And yes, of course, it is a customer pick. If you suffer with fatigue, with stress, maybe you are deficient in vitamin B12. In fact, research and studies show that many of us are deficient, most Americans, in vitamin B12. This is what we have to offer you today. And again, I'm going to tell you this is the lowest price you're going to get all year on your supplements, so I want you to stock up. Or maybe you want to grab the extra large size. You will find that when you go with the larger sizes, you are going to save even more. So that what you're seeing right here is a great way to figure out what you need. Our HSN deal price, which is right here in this row, this is what we normally sell it for. Today with our Today Special, this is going to be your price. So if you were to get to say the 60 capsules, our smallest size, instead of $16.90, today $10.90, that's a $6 savings. But as you see, the larger you get in your sizing, if you go all the way up to 720 capsules, you're gonna save $50. So it's totally up to you where you wanna grab your sizing, but I would say grab a little bit more and you're gonna get the best bang for your buck. Let me toss to Andrew Lessman because I want him to break down not only the formula for you, but how this will impact your life when you get vitamin B12 into your system. Let's take a listen.
Hi there, Andrew Lessman here to talk about an exciting Today Special. It's our vitamin B12. What's exciting about our vitamin B12, and I think it's been exciting for this reason for a few decades, is that when you look at typical B12 found in supplements, certainly when you looked back 20 or 30 years ago, you were looking at a form of B12 that was synthetic. That also, because its name is cyanocobalamin, that cyano sort of sounds like a word cyanide, which might sound familiar because it's a poison. But unfortunately, that cyanocobalamin was the standard form of B12 used in supplements since sort of the beginning of time. Unfortunately, for most supplements, still is used. If you look at the mass market multivitamins and things like that, it's still cyanocobalamin. What's exciting about our product has always been methylcobalamin. And at one time, it was because cyanocobalamin was so much less expensive and so much easier to work with. That's not the case anymore. But when we look at B12, we look at a vitamin that is central to our body's ability to engage in the metabolism that allows us to experience energy. So when it comes to one of the most common and frequent things we complain about as human beings, it's a lack of energy. So when we talk about B12, we're talking about a nutrient that is frequently, especially as we get older, is frequently deficient, frequently insufficient, very difficult to absorb. If we just look at the molecular structure or consider the molecular structure of vitamins as a group, vitamin B12 is roughly 10 times the molecular size and the molecular weight of typical vitamins, which creates 2 issues. First issue, something that large, getting it absorbed through our small intestine is complicated. Secondly, when you have a molecule that's that large and that complex, it presents a lot of reactive sites within our digestive system. And remember, what is our digestive system? It's basically a food reactor. We're secreting hydrochloric acid, a highly concentrated acid. We're secreting enzymes whose job is to break down molecular structures. So not surprisingly, that extra large size molecule of B12 provides all this effectively, if we want to call it surface area, but all these molecular sites for reactivity. And again, it's not surprising to find out that B12 degrades readily in the digestive system, and many B12 products provide little or no delivery at all. We overcome that by making sure that our B12 is protected from stomach acid. We also make sure, as I said before, that our B12 is in the form that our body naturally would choose and the only form our body uses. And that's what I always say, that once something is identified as an important component for our health or our nutrition, the best thing to do after that is to look at the blueprint that Mother Nature in general provides very, very clearly to us. And once I see that blueprint, then my job is to follow that blueprint and essentially get out of her way. And when it comes to B12, there are no additives, only the ingredients that you need. We make sure, as long as we're delivering B12, we want to make sure that the other B vitamin cofactors that are there, that are partners to vitamin B12, if you look at the role that vitamin B12 plays in the human body, we make sure that those other tools are delivered simultaneously, concurrently, so you get to benefit fully from B12 and not be limited by some other B vitamin that was insufficient. So it's truly a comprehensive formula, delivers B12 at high potencies. I think on the screen graphic here, we'll have a 250 and 500 microgram B12. We also have available a 100 microgram B12. Today's special pricing, despite that, the large size I think today is about 8 cents a capsule. I know you will love it, and I hope you give it a try. Enjoy.
And in fact, you do love it. You've made it a customer pick. Now you're grabbing it at the lowest price of the year as our best buy of the day for 24 hours. So I'd love to hear from you, the ones that come back, you write the reviews and you tell us how it's impacted your life. And here's one for you. It starts off by saying great vitamins. I have other Andrew Lessman vitamins, and when my doctor told me that my B12 level was low and wanted me to take B12 vitamins, I told the doctor I would get Lessman's vitamins. After taking them for 3 months, my doctor rechecked my B12 level and it was in the normal range again. Also, after being on vitamin D for a year, my normal range went from 3 and it increased to the normal range rather. My doctor is amazed at how well these vitamins work and will tell others about them. So thank you, Andrew, for great products. Vitamin D, by the way, also coming up as one of our today specials. Let me read one more for you, and then I'm gonna show you how you can quickly order. Finally, more energy, and that's really what it's for, right? If you suffer with fatigue and your nervous system needs this, listen to this. I'm in my early 50s and tired all of the time. My labs always come back normal. So I decided to try this along with the Essential 1. And while I only take 1 a day, it has made a difference in my energy level. So thank goodness. I may try taking 2 capsules and see what happens. But how powerful with just 1? So remember, the higher you go up in capsule size, from 60 all the way up to 720 caps, the more savings. So take advantage of it. Free shipping and handling. It's under $15 on Flex to grab the 720 caps. So make sure you do that. Okay, so we have tackled fatigue. Now how about your immune system?